since I shared a story with you all discussing an identity, so I figured that's what we're gonna do today. So, I've seen a lot of coming out videos on YouTube. Like a lot. And pretty much like half of them that I've seen were like, yeah, I knew from when I was born, I knew from such a young age, this is who I am. I knew from when I was like a child that this is exactly who I am, and I needed to be true to myself. And I'm about to share a story with you all that is basically the exact opposite of that. So, a few months ago, I came to the conclusion that I am demiromantic. What that means is that I lack romantic attraction until a strong bond has been formed, like a strong connection with someone. And I didn't realize this until a few months ago. Let's just go back to the beginning of the story so I can share how the heck I figured this out. So, when I was in 9th grade, I was in a bunch of relationships, but I never really liked any of the people I was in a relationship with. I just thought that they were good looking, and to me, I thought that that was what a crush was. It was just like, hey, you look nice. So that's what I thought a crush was aesthetic attraction, like thinking that someone is good looking to you. And so when everyone made comments about like feeling tingly inside or like butterflies inside, I had no idea what they were talking about. Like everyone saying, oh, butterflies, like, oh, I get so tingly whenever blah 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 holds my hand or kisses me or something. And I never felt that, ever. I thought it was like fake. I thought it was a joke that people were saying. I mean, I never felt that, and so I was kind of like, I didn't think it was real, so I never made that connection that I could be part on the aromantic spectrum, because I just didn't think it was real. All of that basically changed when I actually fell in love with someone, which sounds really cheesy, I know, but basically 9th grade, I dated some juniors, I dated some other 9th graders, and some sophomores, just because I thought that they were nice to look at. Like, I was like, oh, you are pretty dang gorgeous, how about we date? And that's what I thought a crush was just aesthetic attraction, seeing someone and being like, hey, that is a nice looking thing. And so that's what I always thought a crush was, just because that's how I experienced things. When I first met Peyton, was in the 9th grade, and I thought she looked good. I was very attracted to her looks. I thought she was very gorgeous. But like I said, with like everyone that I encountered, I didn't feel any tingling sensations or, oh, romantic butterflies in my stomach and trumpets playing in the background, and yeah, no, I didn't feel any of that at all. And so, sophomore year, Peyton and I really first started talking, and I realized that we started becoming best friends. I was like, this is a really weird feeling. I remember the absolute first time I ever truly experienced like a romantic feeling of attraction was in March, 2 months before we started dating. We had been talking for months, and we had been best friends for months, and I remember we were sitting outside, we were on the bench, it was freezing cold, and some lady let us borrow the blankets, and I reached up and I held her hand, and I just kind of, whoa, where did that come from? And so, it just kind of struck me like, oh, and so then a a while later, we started dating, then a while later again. I remember the very first time that we kissed, it was really short because it was her first kiss ever. But at the same time, I was kind of like, it was just like a weird jolt of just like, and I felt really happy, but I was like, this is so weird. I've never had this feeling before. Because I was like, what I thought was a crush was just like, hey, you look good. What I thought was romantic attraction was just like, hey, you look good. Let's date. I never actually experienced it before. So when I first experienced it, I was like, is this a good thing? What I'm feeling? I was very confused. And but since we were dating, I just thought it was normal. Like, I wasn't thinking about it really, because I just figured that I had experienced romantic attraction before. Peyton and I have been together for 1 year and 4 months. It was this summer that I finally realized, wow, when I was in the 9th grade, I didn't like people. I never really felt that before, and it finally clicked, like, wow, Peyton is the first person I ever really was romantically attracted to. She is the first person that I've ever actually wanted to kiss or wanted to hold hands with or anything. Like, before, I remember I actually used to be romance repulsed, which in the aromantic community, romance repulsed is basically when you want nothing to do with romance because you just are repulsed by it, you think it's gross. And when I was in the 9th grade, I had this one girlfriend who wanted to, she had a thing for PDA, she wanted to kiss me all the time, and I didn't like it at all. And so I remember after we broke up, I was completely against kissing. I thought it was the grossest thing ever, and I went over 1 year without kissing people, even though I had relationships in that time. And I don't know how it didn't click sooner, because I don't know how it didn't click sooner that I'm part of the aromantic spectrum when I was romance repulsed, like. But yeah, Peyton was the very first person that I ever actually felt like tingling inside. Like, before I felt that with her, I thought it was a lie that people made up. I thought it was just an exaggeration. I didn't actually think it existed, so that was my life. And so when Peyton and I were talking, and I told her that I was just kind of like, wow, I've never really liked people before. I've never experienced romantic attraction before you. Like, I've been with people, but I've never had a crush before. And I thought it was very, very strange that it took me so long to realize it. It makes so much sense when I think about it, but I was completely oblivious until like 3 or 4 months ago. So not everyone knows from the day they're born and from when they're a little kid that this is how they feel or this is who they are. And there are some people that don't figure things out about themselves until they're in their 20s or 30s. So don't feel like you need to have everything figured out right now, because you're gonna learn so much more about yourself in the years to come, and you're gonna be so happy to just finally greet yourself for who you really are. So that is how I realized that I was demiromantic. Okay, so if you liked this video, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe, comment down below. Comment down below with what's something that you found out about yourself this summer. It doesn't have to be sexuality or gender related, but just anything that you found out about yourself over the summer. And you can check out my other videos. You can check out any of my social media links. I have all of those links down below, and I finally fixed them so that you can actually click on them and they will take you right to my pages. I have Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Facebook. I have a merch store now, and I have a Snapchat, and I will leave all of those links down below, as well as my P.O. box if you want to send me anything. And yeah, I will see you all next Sunday with the results of who I chose for the design competition. Okay, bye!